Hey, what's going on, people? This is your blind buddy. I uh, I come across some old divine knowledge that's just so profound that I have to tell the people.
Yep.
I have to go out on a limb and bounce up and down if I can tell the people what I found. You know, this is for those that wonder if you're truly what you say you are. It separates the real from the fake. All those that want to say, I'm American, well, we'll see at the end of this. I want you to, don't get mad now. It's just the truth that's just gonna pretty much decipher you down and divide you up into where you are in relation to what American really is. And I'm gonna use a story to do so.
Okay.
That was a group of people, that got together one day, and and they decided to make, and they all were farmers. And they decided that they were going to bring all of their crops together. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And they decided they were going to put them in. They were going to store them for everybody to be able to, eat. All right. And so it was a great idea. And this was one of the processes that came along, and everybody just started to make this come alive. All right. And the cans, the metal that they were making them out of they made these little cylinders. They said, well, why don't we put all the things that we're gonna harvest, we put them in these containers, and we'll call them cans.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, so they started putting all the things in these containers, and they were like, hey, wait a minute. Something ain't right, because I can't tell what's what. Because we got all these containers, and we got lids on them, and we don't know what's what. I was like, oh crap, that is right. We made a mistake. So what we got to do now, we got to take the top back off all of them and see what's in there, and then we got to put a label around it to see what's actually in this can, so we can tell what's in it. Oh man, that's a great idea. So they went through the whole process, and they took the top off everything, and they put labels on what was what, and they according to its contents. All right. So then they wanted to organize it, so they put it on these shelves, and they organized everything to where it looks really, really neat. You had turnip greens on the top shelf. You had corn on the shelf below that. Soup on the shelf below that. Pork and beans on the bottom shelf. Okay. Well, there came a time where the metal, the containers, didn't like what was happening, because they were on the bottom shelf. They were getting dusty. Nobody was paying them any attention, because this was a low budget bean that nobody really thought very much of, but it was a harvest. It was a crop nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So the container that was holding these beans, that contained these beans, and this label, I'm like, the can was like, wait a minute. Something about this is not right. The can wanted to stand up, because it was like, wait a minute, you take me, I want to be on the top shelf because I can't see. The turnip greens were arguing with the pork and beans. The turnip greens were telling the pork and beans that they should just be happy that they're on a shelf, and they should not be complaining. But the can was like, wait a minute, let me tell you something. I don't need a label nor have contents to be put inside of me to be acknowledged as for what I am. I am a can. I am not a pork and bean. You know, I'm every can in this establishment. I'm not a labeled nor content fitted for anything. I am a can. I want to be up on this shelf and see because I can, because I'm every can. You don't get no more right than I do to be on a shelf to where you can see better than me because of what you allowed yourself to be labeled as and contented and retrofitted with, and you decide that that's what you are. I'm a can. I am not the content, nor am I the label. I'm every can. So if you're from another country and you had to have a label and had to have contents poured into you so you could be retrofitted for a shelter where you could be identified as what you were meant to be, then you're not every can, you're just contents. I'm every can. The can was in the factory before the contents and labels ever arrived. So if you allow yourself to be labeled and content retrofitted, then you are not every can. I'm every can. I'm every can. You can look at me with all you want to, but all of your contents and all your retrofitted labels are wrapped around the very container that the knowledge that you think makes you look so quick, so great, comes from somewhere else. The can don't need identification because the can was never labeled a can. Because I do what I want because I am every can. I don't need a shelf. I don't have to be labeled to be seen what I am. And I won't allow a label to be placed upon me because I self-identify as every can because I'm every can. Now, how many every cans are in this, in earshot? If you are every can, you every can because you can. I know I'm every can. What are you? Are you labeled? Are you content retrofitted? Which one are you? I'm every can. I'm American. 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 Now what are you? We'll see where that fits. I'm gonna wait. Blind buddy out.